feeling rich, and I'm finally about to cash out. Smothered and covered like I'm some hash browns. Glass clown, stash crowns till I pass out. Bass, trout, lobster on my plate.
What's up, Wizards? It's Dev, Mtg. We like it. Magic back on camera for the first time in a while, looking shaggy, but I'm not about to have someone touch my head for like 15 minutes trying to cut this mop. Not me. Not today. I ain't that dumb. Instead, I'm locked away in isolation, but what a good excuse to play some Magic and make content for y'all. The patrons voted on this one this time around. It actually won the poll by a lot. Just completely smashed the poll, and I think it won by like over a dozen votes. So today we're going to do Dimir Devourer, a deck that I've actually had kind of in the docket for like a good long time. I tweeted about this deck like what feels like forever ago now because, you know, time moves both fast and slowly. I'm not really sure what that's about. Anyway, it was a minute ago that I tweeted about this deck, so I've been playing it for a while now, but it has undergone some slight changes and cuts and all that. And basically, what we're trying to do with this thing is win off of Devourer of Memory, or Devourer of Memory, you might say, because this isn't necessarily like an amazing card or anything, but I've been fascinated with it since the first time I saw it. Not terrible in terms of stats, you know, 2 mana for a 2/1. Could be better, but it's got that super sweet creature type. Nightmare is awesome. The big thing about this one, though, is that whenever cards go from your library into your graveyard, it gets a little bit bigger, and it can't be blocked. So if you can keep it on the battlefield for more than a couple of turns, sometimes it can lead to a whole bunch of damage, especially if you get multiple copies of it, and you're surveilling stuff into the yard, because that's mostly what we're going with, is we're trying to play a surveil theme here, and add on the already decent presence of creatures like Thoughtbound Phantasm and Dimir Spybug in the surveil deck. This is, we're hoping, Devourer of Memory, the new piece that this deck really needed to actually become a deck. And honestly, it's still kind of rough going a lot of the time, but you know, the whole reason I tweeted about this deck is because it had just won me like 6 games in a row or something. Like, the deck isn't necessarily real, but it can go through these like kind of interesting win streaks because it's doing a lot of things. It's kind of a tempo deck. You know, we've got some bounce in here. We've got some counter spells as well. Some small creatures that we can protect with the counter spells or bounce back to our hand to protect them. So we're kind of a tempo deck in some ways, but in other ways, we're kind of a discard deck. You know, we've got Disinformation Campaign, which is subtly one of the strongest cards in the deck, along with Thought Erasure, because we're playing a surveil theme. Why not play like the best card with surveil? But there's really not much else to the deck, honestly. We're just trying to get early advantage off of Thoughtbound Phantasm, Dimir Spybug, and now Devourer of Memory. But we also have Night Veil Sprite to deal a little bit of damage and be a recurring source of surveilling. That's really important for the deck as well. But we have cut it down to 3. I was originally playing 4. But we've cut it down to 3. It's not as high impact as I want it to be. Same thing with Dazzling Lights. I was originally playing 4 copies of this card, but we've cut it down to 3. That said, it is the truth. This card is the cheapest way to surveil in the format and can sometimes just like blow your opponent out as a combat trick. Surveilling 2 is really, really sweet to set up your next draw and stuff. So I have actually really been liking this deck, but it's a tough one to pilot some of the time. And if they blow away some of your win conditions, you know, one of your Devourers and one of your Spybugs, you can be in a little bit of trouble in terms of, you know, restocking and finishing up the game. So this deck does have some issues. I think it could be solved with some escape creatures, but there's nothing in terms of escape creatures in this color combination that I really want to play. Woe Strider is probably the closest thing, but I don't think that's really on theme enough. You know, you might be able to work in red mana for Croxa or green mana for Euro, but I think you could just be doing a lot better things if you're gonna be adding mana for that, and you know, taking away the budget aspect of the deck, because the deck is really budget. Watery Grave is the most expensive thing in the deck. I think it's $9 or $10 right now. But even with the Watery Graves, I think you're only spending about $50 to play this deck. It's mostly not played commons and uncommons. So if you wanted to take out the Watery Graves and put in, I don't know, like Dismal Backwaters or something, you know, the tap land for blue and black that gained you a life or something. If you wanted to do that, you could, you know, bring down the budget to like $10 or $15, but I've been playing it in this form because untapped lands are very important to what is, again, essentially a tempo deck some of the time, especially on the play. That's basically it. This deck is much more of a walker than a talker, so let's go into the arena and see if we can pull off some games with this thing, because it really needs to be seen more than heard about.
And I'm your favorite Magic Channel's favorite Magic Channel.
All right, we go first here up against VFD Falcal. I think that's somewhat close to correct. I'm not sure you're supposed to actually attempt to pronounce their name, but yeah, it doesn't look terrible. I really wish that we could cleanly Thoughtbound Phantasm turn 1, Devourer of Memory on turn 2. Or Dimir Spybug for that matter. But maybe we'll get an untapped Black Source on turn 2. Although, I think that I'd rather go ahead and Temple of Deceit this turn. It's an island. Don't really need that. Temple of Deceit this turn. Guarantee a Dimir Spybug or a Devourer of Memory on the next turn. And then once we have 3 lands, we can Thoughtbound Phantasm hold up Unexplained Disappearance. That's the thing we can do. Opponent led on Dismal Backwater over there. Let's see. Next turn we might not even be surveilling. I think I'd rather run out Dimir Spybug. We have multiple copies of this, so if opponent does have a removal spell, at least it'll feel like they're wasting it. I think this is right. Plus, you know, Dimir Spybug gets counters, whereas Devourer of Memory doesn't, so it's best to go ahead and start working on a Spybug. Try to get it swole up. Opponent gets an island this turn. They're looking at her Spybug all crazy. Merfolk Secret Keeper themselves put 2 Agent of Treacheries into their graveyard, along with a Radical Idea. That's probably bad news. Secret Keeper themselves again. Okay, they're casting the spell again. They're playing Reeve Soul in their deck. It's actually not a terrible Magic card, I says. So, let's drop Swamp this turn. And now we can continue to get set up if we want to. I'm smelling like Ritual of Soot or something. Cry the Carnary would also be fairly hurtful here. But we definitely can't like Unexplained Disappearance anything unless we want to, you know, do our own Thoughtbound Phantasm. Just to grow our Spybug. But I don't necessarily want to do that. I just want to keep getting set up. So I'm going to Phantasm, Spybug, swing 1, and say go. Hopefully we don't get swept here because like that would be terrible. But gotta do what you gotta do, right? We don't have too much surveil action in our hand right now, and I kind of hate that. Count on them playing a creature, but I don't know if they're going to. They're going to Radical Idea main phase. And then play an island. And drop a Secret Keeper. At least we know they probably aren't countering anything, you know, unless they had Mystical Dispute. But it's all null and void at this point. They played Secret Keeper. So let's just drop Island. We could continue to just play out our hand here, but I'm going to Unexplained Disappearance. This Merfolk Secret Keeper, I don't care they get to cast it again. I just want the Surveil. I guess we want Discovery Dispersal. We can cast it next turn alongside a Devourer of Memory, so that might be cool. Yeah, let's keep it. Let's do that. That'll set up nicely. Well, let's get in with the Spybugs. And then Devourer. We're overextending a good bit, but hopefully we can get a really nice attack step in next turn off of this Discovery. That'd be super cool. But if they Ritual or something here, it's going to be a problem. Alright, they're going to Discovery. Maybe they can't get the other Black Source. Maybe that's the problem. They're just sitting there like looking at a Ritual or a Cry of the Carnarium or something. But a lot of our creatures are going to be above Cry of the Carnarium pretty soon. What you got? Coming in for like 9 next turn unless they do something about that. Come on, opponent. You got a lot of cards in your hand. Are any of them 1 mana? They appear to be stuck on lands. Okay, there's a tapped Watery Grave. And Merfolk Secret Keeper comes down. We get that Discovery Dispersal. Man, I wish Devourer had haste. I really wish that you did, bud. Oh well. Well, let's... Discovery. Thoughtbound Phantasm in the yard. I think Disinformation Campaign on top is right. Let's draw that. Get a bunch of Trigs. I guess we'll just swing in with our big boys. Put them at 7. I'm thinking about just holding this up because, like, we have lethal. Well, we don't actually, do we? Well, yeah, we do, because... Well, no. Lethal next turn would be Devourer of Memory. This turn, we'd have to play it now. Well, they have the other Black Source, so let's hope they don't Ritual, and I think they probably will. Let's see it. Let's see that thing. Show it to me. Show me that bad boy. Give it up. Thirst for meaning. Okay. Oh, so you're telling me there's a chance. Come on. So all we should have to do, I mean, is just devour the activated ability on Devour next turn. If they don't remove something. But yep, that's it. That's it. Good first game there, I guess. Looks like our opponent was either stuck on black sources or just stuck on lands for a turn there, but they couldn't quite turn it around. Maybe they were looking for the sweeper with Thirst, but too little too late. Good game. Right, we got a game, but it's not going to be as easy this time because opponent goes first, and we don't have a whole lot of action in our opener here against Bokusatsu. And I'm actually thinking about taking a mulligan on this one, to be honest, but we got Unexplained Disappearance into Sinister Sabotage. Let's see if we can make something out of it. I'm actually not, like, super adverse to mulliganing. I'm really not, but I don't really feel like doing it this time. I don't feel like we have to. Let's just Temple of Deceit. Turn 1 is trying to give us another land. Scry that away. In our 22 land deck, we're going to flood. We just played a 12 land deck the other day and flooded. So, these things happen. Well, they go with Flaxen Intruder after a turn 1 Edgewall Innkeeper into a Pelt Collector. Things looking pretty good for them. Swing for 1, hit 19. Alright, so let's just swamp. Swampity-dampity, and then Thought Erasure. Probably the right play. Questing Beast and the Great Hinge. Woof. Woof woof. And they get to draw another card off of Intruder next turn. Well, I think Questing Beast is the more pressing issue at the moment. You know, I like you, Sinister Sabotage. I really do. I actually do. Do I want 2 of these? Nah, I want some actual action. Need a win condition. I do. We've got a Sinister Sabotage cocked and loaded, probably next turn. But I don't think we're in danger of facing down this Great Hinge like anytime soon, so shouldn't be too much of a problem. Gotta make sure we don't have any artifacts and enchantments out. This disinformation campaign is not safe against these intruders. Alright, Dazzling Lights. We have 2 of them now. for what it's worth. We got 2. Well, I suppose we could just take 4 next turn, hold up Sinister Sabotage, and go to 12. Gonna get pinged to death by mono green weenies. Here comes a Yorvo. Well, you certainly can't have that. There's no way you can have that. No, sir or madam. Alright, Thought Erasure. I guess we could just get the Great Hinge out of their hand next turn, but we wouldn't be able to do much of anything else, would we? So, I guess we could do other stuff. We could, Unexplained Disappearance or Dazzling Light something. Yeah, I'll take the Thought Erasure. It's like, we'll end up going to, like, 8 next turn. But that's actually not the worst life total ever. It could be worse than that. Well, let's let an Island rip, and then Thought Erase them. What else you got besides that Hinge? Oh, what are you trying to do? Jeez, it's gonna be forever until they get to the Nyx Bloom, so... Hey, it's a creature. It's a creature, everybody. Well, it's going to make these surveils a little bit worse if I do end up picking this, but not actually casting surveil spells. Well, we could go to 8. It's another edge wall, and they have a Flaxen Intruder in their hand. That's so dumb. That's so dumb. Well, at this point, are you not going to attack, or are you not going to play the Flaxen? I guess... I'll pass. You hit us for 4, put us at 8. We got 5 mana next turn, so that's enough to do all of this, right? Yeah, I think so. Well, no, because we need 4 blue mana to do all of it, so... Well, I might as well not take a damage. Of course, I don't want them to draw extra cards, but it looks like that's going to happen, so... Yeah, Pelt Collector. Let's do that. Oh, I just touched my face. That's bad. I haven't been out of the house in a couple of days. I think I might be alright. I wash my hands like every hour. Yeah, something like that. Comes Flaxen Intruder. You got 3 of them, bud. I'm also proud of you. So many cards. Pelp Collector comes back down. Here's a Thought-Bound Phantasm. We're doing it. We're doing it, Ma. Just had to get to half of our starting life total. That's all. Alright, let's end the turn. See if we can just, like, crush. Alright, Lucky Clover. Mono green Lucky Clover. Here comes Pelp Collector. Just a bunch of 1/1s. When's the Love Struck Beast gonna get, like, drawn? Oh, wow, you didn't do anything. Huh. Well, I would like to surveil. I would like very much to surveil. Hey, those are crappy cards. I'm glad I surveilled. We did the right thing, everybody. The question is, do we do it again? No, let's keep one cocked and loaded. Hey, it's another Phantasm. Fantastic. This isn't sustainable. I'm going to let you know. I'm very aware that this is in no way sustainable. Holy crap, you didn't do anything. Ooh, we didn't do nothing. Let's keep it. Let's keep it up. Hey, another... It's literally all the Dazzling Lights in our deck. So... adorable. They're going to end up casting this Nyx Bloom eventually. I doubted them. Silly of me. 4th lane Questing Beast. Ooh, Questing Beast. Alright. Alright, well, we got something. We got something for it. We got something hot for it. I'm going to have to double Dazzling Lights it, but whatever. It's fine. I don't care. Surveil 2. Hey, it's creatures that we like. Okay, good. Well, actually, maybe I should get rid of the Spy Bug, because we won't be doing like any more surveilling after this. So, let's target the Questing Beast again. Get rid of that. Get out of here. Get big. Block Questing Beast. Block Pelp Collector. We'll go to 8, but, I mean, altogether, it was pretty successful. If I do say so myself. Devourer of Memory! Let's turn it around. Let's turn it around, lads and ladies. Can we do it? Can you dig it? Let's no attacks for now. Oh, we're not going to turn it around. Just spoiler alert. I hate to be, like, so negative. But it would be pretty, it'd be pretty amazing. Ooh. Ooh, Discovery. Surveil 2. Let's draw a card. Ooh. Ooh, 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 ooh. Well, let's put them both away. It's not a land. Well, it's not screwing us, everyone. Thought-Bound Phantasm. And then I'll attack with a 6/6 and an unblockable Devourer of Memory. Alright, come on. Come on! Blocks with a Flaxen Intruder. Oh, can we do it? They're 2 lands away from this Nyx Bloom Ancient. Orzhov. Yeah. Gross. Don't do anything. We draw a land. Activate the ability. A Disinformation Campaign is what we turn over. That's not great. Activate ability. Get through for 4. Put him at 13. I mean, there's a teeny tiny chance. Alright, it's our turn. Oh boy. Oh boy. Okay. Well, now we've reached an impasse. Do we Discovery or do we Dispersal? Do we Discovery or do we Dispersal? I'd like to Discovery, to be honest. See what we get. Alright, don't want that. That's a blocker, but then we... well, that's fine. Let's get that. Everybody's getting bigger. Night Veil Sprite. Okay. Swing. I'm really thinking about swinging with these two dudes. I really am. But they'll just block right here, and then they'll have a bunch of creatures to attack with. I think that my out is just like continuing to play creatures. And hopefully having blockers to stave off this horde. Great Hinge. That's not good. That's really not good. Gaining 2 life a turn is awful for us. We get a Watery Grave. Which kind of sucks. Well, let's mill ourselves with Devourer of Memory. Sinister Sabotage goes in the bin. Let's mill ourselves with Devourer of Memory. Spybug goes in the bin. I actually kind of would have liked Spybug, to be honest. You got none with reach? I don't think so, yeah. Let's get in. This should also boost the Devourer. Discovery Dispersal on top. Maybe it won't boost the Devourer. Yeah. Yeah, I'll keep Dispersal on top. Man, I'm really tempted to start getting through. It'd be nice if we had a Shadow Spear or something, something that could give these big dudes trample. Mixed Bloom Ancient. It's happening. It is happening. Okay, well, I guess we'll Dispersal. That Great Hinge back in their hand. Wish we had another land here. But that's fine. Surveil. We have to dump this in our yard no matter what it is. It's Temple of Deceit. Let's go unblockable. Get big. Put him at 5. Alright, so we should be able to pull this off. Well, no, they can just Great Hinge again this turn, so whatever. We can't quite do it next turn. Another Ancient. Good lord. How much are lands even tapping for? Like, how much mana do you have right now? Yorvo's a 7/7. Gotta watch out for that. We draw a Devourer of Memory. Well. We have 7 mana. They're at 7. Their Great Hinge is tapped. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We can hit them for 5 this turn. They'll go to 2, which is really like going to 4. Just keep that in mind. I'd rather just have another Devourer and they go to 5. I think that's probably the right play. Actually, they will go to 4 because I forgot. We might grow the Devourer here. So let's attack. And surveil. Should be able to boost Devourer still here. Thank you. It's like, come on, let me do it. Should have been able to respond to all those triggers by doing that. Alright, opponent is at 2. And if they can't break through, they're more or less done for. Yep, good game. I was pretty nervous. I literally said there's no way we're winning that game. And look what happened. We won that game because it turns out that having Devourer of Memory on the table, even in the late game like this, is just guaranteed damage every turn if they can't remove it. So I will say, you've seen the power in 2 games in a row of what can happen when your opponent can't remove your creatures. So let's maybe play against an opponent who can. All right, we're up against Ubik for this one, and we're on a 1-lander, so I will mulligan that. Hate taking mulligans when we go first, but whatever. Mulligans are never like feel good to be precise. I'm thinking about ditching the Sinister Sabotage, honestly. It's either that or the Discovery. Or the Unexplained Disappearance. Maybe we'll set up shop on turn 2 with this and then try to Sinister Sabotage something turn 3. But I do like the combination of Night Veil Strike and Devourer of Memory, so I think Discovery. I'm going to just keep all the removal elements in my hand. Let's tap a Watery Grave to start things off, see what Ubik's got to kick this game out. Untapped Breeding Pool and a Gilded Goose. Alright, so we can just Devour this turn. Yeah, and let's. Let's do it. I don't really want to have to hold up for Sinister Sabotage next turn. I want to go ahead and Night Veil Sprite. Wow, they're dealing damage to themselves. Here comes ooh, and a Deer Kraken. Neat. Neato burrito, my dude. That's a good card there that you have. Let's tapped Watery Grave. No attacks in the turn. Yep. Leave some value behind. Okay, they don't. Cool. Apparently they need their mana this turn. Hey, they're casting a spell first. Neat. That's actually good news for us right there. That's when we should have pulled the trigger on Disappearance. It's like right when they played the Euro. Hey, another Night Veil Sprite. I don't really want to. Right? Nah. Hey, Devourer is a 3/2. I imagine you pay the 1 for this, right? Yeah. Get your tentacle. Can block a dry Devourer. And it will very likely be dry this coming up turn. Yeah. So I just want to hold up for Sinister Sabotage now. Knowing that they has Kraken. At least. I mean, the Kraken might be the least of our worries. Against a Simic ramp deck that plays Nadir Kraken. That's a good card. At least, it's not when I try to play it. But I swear, on my deathbed, I will say that Nadir Kraken is a good card. Let's Sinister Sabotage it. Take that, Charlie. It works. That's good. Hey, Disinformation Campaign. I like it. I like it. Do we just hold up for Sinsab again next turn? Make them discard something now. How many cards are in your yard? Not nearly enough to get that Euro out. Be cool if we had another land or two, I guess. I'm in a Disinformation Campaign, right? Right? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You'll have 6, 7 next turn if you play a land. So, yeah, I totally don't want Sinister Sabotage, right? You can play almost every card in your deck next turn. I'm going to hold up Sabotage for one more turn. Let's see what they do. Maybe we'll catch like a Kiorb SSC God. Here comes Euro. Euro. You know. They don't play a land from their hand. I imagine that's got to be all their lands then. Kiora. Kiora. Seems like an important card. Let's say no to it. Dimir Spibug. Dimir Spibug. Sure. Seems weird, but I'll do it. Disinformation Campaign. Hey, a land. Oh, we need that. We need that so bad. They drop a Nyx Blumation in the yard. I wonder if that means they have more than one. Man, a lot of people playing Ancient in Unranked, apparently. It's a good card. It's a very good Magic card once it's on the table. The only problem is getting it there. But hey, our last opponent played 2. Let's see if that happens again. Nissa, Shaken Worlds. Shake that thing, Nissa. What a good Magic card. What a criminally good Magic card you are, Nissa. You really are. Well, let's take our lumps here. You going to get in with Gilded Goose? No? Okay. No blocks. Go to 16. Opponent's tapped out. We don't get the land. I probably shouldn't have put Spybug on top. That's probably where we screwed up the most. Well, Spybug. Disappearance the breeding pool. Thoughtbound Phantasm, we'll drop that. Much as I hate to, I really want to grow this Devourer and get in so we can cut down on this Nissa a little bit. Pop the disinformation campaign back to our hand. Yeah, I'm not feeling good about it this time either, but hey, you know, said that last game. Let's stay with it and see what happens. Although, this deck probably plays some disgusting cards. Hey, there's one right there. There's one right there. Woof. Woof is the words I say to that. Here comes a link, gonna smack us in the mouth. Smack us in the fat. Try to rhyme. Well, you got a bunch of stuff, including a big old ugly Ultros over there. We have a rock. We really don't have much, do we? Well, I'd say that this is the definition of being done, so I'm gonna good game the opponent piece. We just didn't. I guess we were mana screwed that time for the most part, but I'm not even sure that mana could have really done the trick for us, considering the quality of the cards that we were up against. But maybe if these Night Veil sprites had come down a couple of turns ago and started to like actually do work, but the opponent stayed at a relatively high life total that game. It's kind of hard to imagine that Night Veil would have made that much of a difference. But either way, I guess that's 2 in 1, so let's get at least one more in here. Alright, we're up against Toy_0330. Text Toy to 0330. And opponent goes first. That's kind of bad news. But I guess our hand's looking pretty stacked, yeah? It's not bad. We're running into the same problem that we ran in the first game, where we have Temple of Deceit, but we also have one drop. God, another temple. Why aren't you a Watery Grave? Well, I guess we can probably hold off on Devourer. Yeah, I like that. Let's go ahead and Phantasm. Because we're going to surveil relatively soon here. Go ahead and start putting counters on this. But we won't surveil more than like once. So. Alright, Vampire of the Dire Moon into Paradise Druid. It's like, what are you doing? Something cool. Something we can all get behind, I'm sure. Oh. Let's go ahead and get an untapped Black Source set up for next turn. Night Veil Sprite? Yeah. Don't mind if I do. It's not bad. What's our opponent going to do on this turn? Think he's drop like a Questing Beast and ruin our day? It's a Gilded Goose. That doesn't really ruin anyone's day. It does kind of hurt because it produces life every turn in the late game. And that's not good. So, but it's not the worst thing that could ever happen either. Opponent drops Gilded Goose off of Paradise Druid. We will drop... Well, will we drop an island, actually? Do we need all 3 of this mana this turn? What if we disinformation campaign this turn, make them drop something juicy? That might be an idea. Because, like, what they're doing still isn't really that threatening, to be honest. So, I'm not really worried about having mana up for Disappearance or casting Night Veil Sprite just yet. Let's disinformation campaign. See what they drop. 3, 4, 5. 5 mana next turn. If they drop a land, they'd have 6. Okay. Well, we get a Watery Grave. That's something. I did kind of not want to draw another land there, but you get what you get. 6 lands is enough to activate Devourer twice in the late game. Oh, Garrick. Jeez, that's terrible. That's so terrible. That's not what you want to see. It's not what you want to see. No blocks. Lands? Jeezy crazy with the lands. Alright, Night Veil Sprite. Garrick, man, it just took us way too long to get going this game. Way too long. Yep, Rake Your Wolves. Just overwhelm us on board. I don't know how we beat a Garrick. Wolves, wolves. Wolves, wolves, wolves. disappear one of these wolves. There's another Night Veil Sprite. Is that actually how we win this game? No. No, it's not. Surveil that. I don't know if we can, to be honest with you. If I'm being honest. Alright, so I guess we block a wolf, but that'll obviously increase the loyalty on the Scarrick, which is not ideal. I don't know how we beat the Scarrick. Without having played Devourer of Memory 3 turns ago, I don't know how we beat this dude, the Scarrick. Discovery Dispersal, that might help. Oh, untapped Watery Grave. I didn't even rope yet. Toy? Jeez. It's like, they're just like, hurry up, I want to win. Hurry up and let me win this game, dude. Well, I guess I'll set up Devourer, even though this really doesn't do much. No attacks. What I want them to do is have no cards in their hand, so that we can just Discovery Dispersal the Garruk away. That's kind of our only hope now. But maybe they'll Emblem with their Garruk. Maybe they'll do that. That would actually be bad. Yeah, here we go. Well, we lose. Okay, so block, 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 and we lose. Good game, opponent. Let's get out of here on this one. Man, we just could not get online fast enough in that one. Let's try at least one more. We gotta see if we can break even. Alright, we're in against XMX, and I'll briefly correct myself. I said break even. We're actually even right now. We're 2-2. I think I momentarily forgot that break even is already a phrase, and what I meant to say was that we will break the fact that we are even. But, you know, still. Opponent goes first, which, again with that. I guess we have a fine opener. These are all the cards we want in our hand. So, I can't really complain, but this is what I'm worried about, is opponent jumping on board like that with Cauldron Familiar. Cauldron Familiar is actually, kind of the deck that we lose to the most. It's the stupid cat deck. Like, any deck that just has a way of gaining life every single turn. It's not so much the damage being done to us, it's the fact that they're gaining life as a guarantee every turn. So, our guaranteed damage sometimes doesn't race it very well. We play Dreadhorde Butcher. I guess they're just going to kill our Thoughtbound Phantasm. I'm fine with that. Unexplained Disappearance. Let's Spybug this turn. Against this black-red deck, man. Oof. This black-red deck is so brutal. It really is. Witch's Oven? Well, that's game. That's game, everybody. Yeah, you get in. Because you know what I'm doing. You're just going to beat up on us. Haha, I get an opponent playing a terrible deck. Take as much advantage of that as I possibly can. Well, let's hold up Sabotage here. I like that. Alright, opponent. Alright, cool. Excuse me. I'm hoping they play something before they do. Sweet. Let's go ahead and sabotage that priest. Make our Spybug a little bit bigger. Dazzling Lights. Dazzling Lights. Yeah, there's a trick in it somewhere. Okay, I guess they just didn't want to play against someone that takes more than 5 seconds to make decisions. So, we'll see how... I don't know if that one necessarily counts, but I think that we could have mounted an offensive there. You know, we start growing our Spybug. We get Night Veil Sprite down, start guaranteed to grow a Spybug. We got a little bit more defense in the form of Dazzling Lights, maybe, and Unexplained Disappearance. So we actually were looking pretty good that game, and our opponent was, like, really low on cards. But, hey, I guess a win's a win, right? But I think they were just mad that we were actually, like... oh my god, taking time to make important game decisions. People get so mad at that. I don't understand. Alright, we're up against Sandra Magic here, and that's a cool name. We go first, we can Thoughtbound into Spybug, into Disinformation Campaign. We're not actually growing our creatures very well with this opener, but it's the opener that we kind of hope for. You know, minus one of these Thoughtbounds, plus maybe a surveil of some kind. That'd be nice. They get Hunted Witness turn 1. Hey, another Thoughtbound Phantasm. They're just everywhere. They're just everywhere. We could just double Phantasm this turn. Yeah, I like it. Let's do it. Double Phantasm. I wonder if our opponent is on some kind of plan where they can wrath the board and still have creatures out. I wonder if they're playing the Gideon Tithe Taker Hunted Witness deck. We'll see. You know what? It's worth taking a little bit of damage. It's worth it, right? Now our opponent's like, I'm in their head, man. Sandra Magic, you're in my head. You actually caught me off guard with that. Johnny's Pride Mate comes down. Alright, looking good. I Spybug and save the Thought Erasure. No, I don't like saving Thought Erasures. I don't like doing that. I really don't. Huh, you really don't have that much stuff in your hand. That was your combat trick. Okay. Free damage to target tapped creature. Huh, alright. Well, our opponent's got some good old jank in their deck too, which I am always supportive of. Another Thought Erasure. I'd rather have the land. Nah, I'd rather have another guaranteed surveil. Screw that. Yeah, I'll take it. I will take it. Man, our opponent's got some pretty cool combat tricks over there. I admire them for it. Come on, man. Like, this is how you win a lot of games with this deck, though, is you get in a slightly better board position than your opponent in the early game, and they're like, well, they're going to carry that board position into the late game, and it's only going to get worse because their creatures grow and blah, blah, so they just scoop the game up. You do get a lot of wins that way, but they don't feel quite worth it, so let's get one more. This is it. This is it. Did I have fun in the match? I mean, I guess I had fun in the match, but not, I mean, sure. All right, we're up against Jazzly 12 right here, and we go first. We have a decent opener. You know, we have our options of turn 2 creatures, so not too bad, not too bad at all. We got some surveils. You know, I'll make it work. Watery Grave is going to enter tapped as soon as my internet connection catches up. There we go. That was weird. Oh, it's mono red, but not the mono red. Here comes Spear Spewer. It's always good to see a Spear Spewer. Sensational Spear Spewer. I'm gonna Spybug, I think. Yeah, I think I like Spybug here. Let's do it. Pull the trigger. But our opponent's probably got ample shocks and whatnot to deal with our small creatures. That's one thing, man. Like, decks that actually have shocks, we play poorly against some of the time. Disfigures and deadweights and whatnot, we have a problem against. Just any small removal. But a lot of people aren't playing, like, cheap removal right now. Even Mono Red's gone down to, like, 2 shocks. So, it really does benefit us a good bit. Although Bone Crusher still rocks us. But if we're on the play, we get a chance to have grown our creatures by then. So, it might not be so bad. Let's see what our opponent does turn 2. Ember Hauler, just... Are you playing goblins? That'd be awesome. Like direct damage goblins. I want to do that. I want to do that on the channel. Sounds cool. I wonder if there is a goblins deck right now. Goblin Ringleader is a card. Is it Ringleader? Just the one that you look at the top 4 and you get all the goblins when it comes into play. All right, so we got options. Do we Disinformation Campaign? I don't think so. I don't think it's quite time for that yet. I like Devourer plus Thoughtbound Phantasm. I like that. Or we could Discovery Dazzling Lights. Hold up Dazzling Lights. But I'd rather save our surveil cards till we have our pro surveil creatures down. Thoughtbound Phantasm. Devourer, right? Nah. I'm going to Discovery Dispersal. Just because they can Ember Hauler away this Devourer, and I'd rather them Ember Hauler away literally anything else. So Let's dump that. Dump the other Phantasm. Yeah. We get a land for our trouble, but honestly, I don't mind it. I don't mind the land. So now they can't kill Thoughtbound Phantasm with just an Ember Hauler. Let's get through on a text, because I don't think that this Dimir Spybug is long for this world, to be honest with you. Well, everybody take a damage from Spear. Say go. This will be a fun game. I hope. I hope you don't just, like, Anax this turn. Like, whoops, it's just regular old mono red. Whoops. This is cool, though. A little bit of reach in the late game for your mono red deck. Oh, another Spear. Going all the way on direct damage goblins. Shock the Spybug. You still have Ember Hauler. Cocked and loaded. You've got the mana and everything. They say go. We'll drop a Swamp. Well, at this point, I could go ahead and get this Phantasm attacking. I'm going to do it. I'm just crazy enough to do it. It's Discovery. By the time we get this Devourer down, we'll probably be able to just activate its ability and get through with it for free damage. But they probably still won't have spent their Ember Hauler by then. So. Unexplained Disappearance is pretty good. I don't love the island. Let's look at Disappearance for a second. Well, it's another Surveiller, but so is Dazzling Lights. I guess we don't necessarily need it. We could set up a play where we can Disinformation Campaign Unexplained Disappearance on the same turn. That's not terrible, but... Well, yeah. Yeah, I'll keep it. I'll keep it. Why not, right? It's like, we could go ahead and Unexplained Disappearance something right now. Which I kind of like. The Ember Hauler. Let's tempt them into shocking us. See if they'll do that. Because I'd love to take a shock. I'm down for that. Nope. It just goes back to their hand. Thought Erasure. That's pretty good. Now Phantasm can attack. So let's get in. Alright, that was a long, drawn-out turn. I apologize for that. But surveils often do require a good amount of thought. Alright, everybody take some damage. Hurting themselves a good bit here. Fourth land. Here comes a... Oh, a Chandra Spitfire. I see. I see. Okay. Well... Thought Erasure. Let's go ahead and do that. Oh, it's this thing. I know this card. What do you have, 4 lands? You also have this card. Man, wow. Jeez. Well, Wildfire Elemental just has to go. It just has to. Don't really want that. Not necessarily. Alright. Not bad. Let's get in with our 6/6. See what they do. They'll probably block with a Spear, activate it. Unless they don't do that at all. Yeah, they don't. Okay. Alright, so how much damage are we taking next turn? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, at least. 8, 9, because Spear actually does damage to us. So the question is, do we play this right now? Yeah, I'm going to Devour. I don't think that they're going to kill us this turn with the Spitfire. So I'm going to go ahead and play Devour, so we can just kill them next turn with the Devourer. That seems about right. And hey, maybe we'll draw... Well... Doesn't really matter, does it? Alright, so 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Whoa, they might kill us. Jeez. Wow. Well, they're at 1. They have to kill us this turn. And it doesn't look like they can, so... I think they may have pushed the button a little bit too fast here. Just getting in. Alright, I was sure they were going to Ember Hauler there. They do. They do that. Man. Oh, do you have a shock? No, you don't. That's right. It's just... Whoo! Oh, goodness. Ha! That really came down to the wire, didn't it? Wowza. Well, I guess we could have lost that game. We definitely could have, but ultimately we ended up winning way more than we lost here. A couple of tilt scoops, and that time the opponent's math was off by a point of life or two, but ultimately I'll take a win when I can take a win, and we won way more than we lost in this video. But in a few of those games, especially the first couple of games, honestly, you could really tell what this deck is supposed to do. You know, when it holds down the forts and doesn't let your opponent attack because it's got these huge thought-bound phantasms and stuff. You don't necessarily have to attack with those. You hold those back, block with them, let your Devourer of Memories get through for guaranteed damage, and your Night Veil Sprites get through for guaranteed damage. And Night Veil Sprite was a card that I surveilled away a few times in these games, but it was still kind of an all-star in a game or two during that sequence. People really don't like playing against Night Veil Sprite plus Devourer of Memory, plus, you know, Dimir Spybug, plus Thoughtbound Phantasm. Night Veil Sprite, again, just a way to surveil every turn guaranteed so long as they don't remove it. And they usually have something better they want to remove. You know? They'd much rather kill, like, the huge Thoughtbound Phantasm or Devourer of Memory than the Night Veil Sprite. But if they don't kill the Night Veil Sprite, it'll continue providing value every single turn to the rest of your creatures. So Night Veil Sprite does really, really good things, and I'm thinking about boosting it back up to a 4, but again, I'm not sure what I would cut in that situation. Maybe cut a Dazzling Lights, but again, Dazzling Lights did some things in these games as well. But just let me know how you'd do it. You know, there's a few different ways to build this deck, but I think we've hit upon one of the better configurations. But again, there's probably way better stuff you could be doing that I don't see, because that's always the case. So let me know in the comment section down there any plays that I missed. I don't even have to tell you to do that. You'll do that. You'll definitely do that. And anything that I could play in this deck that I didn't play. Should we cut back like one Disinformation Campaign? It wasn't the strongest card in these games. I think we could cut back 1 or even 2 Disinformation Campaigns to make room for something else. Maybe just like a removal spell. You know, just like a run-of-the-mill removal spell might actually just work wonders in this deck. But either way, let me know how you felt about it down there in the comments section. Like the video if you enjoyed the video. Subscribe if you're new for more content like this, and a bunch of other different content. Spoiler season's coming up soon. I cover every spoiler, so make sure you sub for it. And yeah, check out the Patreon. It's literally the only way I can survive, is if I have Patreon donations, or else, you know, it's all over. It's all over, and I go back to working some sort of, you know, wage cage job, which I know a lot of people do. And I'm not special. But at the same time, I really, really, really enjoy doing this, and I know a lot of you enjoy tuning in. So if you can spare $1, go over to the Patreon, link in the description, just throw it in the pot, and that'll let you vote on what decks we do on the channel. So pretty decent deal, I would imagine. I don't know why I'm still wearing the headphones. I don't need these at all. But I guess that's pretty much it. So, yeah, just hit me up in the comments section with any comments or questions. That's what it's for. And I catch you cats later. I'm Dev from The Place. Thanks for watching, my wizards. Spread love and be kind.